So I'm making this little cover to put over my ice chest so I can not waste any space and put anything on top of it, and I want to just use up the scraps that I had, so I built it out of this OSB board. I did put a solid piece of plywood on top of it, and then I saw this technique where somebody just decoupaged some fabric on top to give it some color, so I'm going to try that. I'm going to decoupage fabric, this to smooth it out, just to spread the decoupage, and then I'm going to use the last little bit I have left of my epoxy from my kitchen counter and brush that on top. I saw a YouTube video on how to do this, so hopefully it comes out. And this is the little box countertop that I made, and I didn't want to waste any wood that I have left because I have a bunch of them that I'm going to haul, scraps I'm going to haul up to the junkyard. But so I didn't want to have to buy more wood, so I just used OSB board, painted the sides with a wood filler polyurethane, and then that eggshell paint on the outside. And then I saw this technique where you could do decoupage some fabric on top, so I did that. And the finishing coat, which I just did, is a brushed on epoxy finish. So see how that turns out after it dries. And last but not least, I have a ton of stuff in my fabric room, and I found this gold trim here that I'm going to hot glue gun on the front here just to cover up that little overhanging section. So okay, just applied the gold trim. So all this needs to just like set, and the epoxy needs to cure for about 72 hours, and then I could put it on the bus. A little update on where I am right now in my build. Got this door painted today so it matches the exit doors in the back. Got this dingy wall painted up here, an eggshell color. Still need to paint this section. I haven't decided what color yet. And got around the window painted. Kind of a sloppy job because I didn't tape it off first. So I'll have to go back and clean that up. And I painted in there, but it was extremely hard, so it's really sloppy in there. My daughter helped me, and I also finished painting also some eggshell back there, so it's not that dingy school bus beige color. So now I can hang the curtains up back there and on that emergency door. And this still needs to be attached, but this is the epoxy counter that I did. And there's the sink down there. I made that little ice chest box to fit a DC cooler that I'm saving up for, but in the meantime I was hoping to fit my 54 quart ice chest in there, so I made it a little bigger to fit that, but the counter that I built to put on top of it, the handle from the 54 quart ice chest won't push all the way back, so I have to use a smaller one in there, and then maybe just bring another little cooler for extra space. So yeah, this is where I am on the inside. Okay, end of the weekend. This is how far I've gotten. I got all the curtains hung up. I made little ties for them, so when the curtains are closed, they're just little bows. And I had to tweak how I hang them up in the back here. So that's how they'll be hung in the back. And this is with the curtains open, with the little bow. The shower curtain fell off, so I bought little brackets to hold them up, and I made a headboard. So I painted a little design on this. When my kids were little, I used to write pretend tooth fairy notes to my kids, and this was the design that I would always put on the tooth fairy letters. So thought I'd put that on there, and there's a little garden fairy that I found a picture of that I printed, then tea stained it, burned the edges, and decoupaged it on as the centerpiece. I think I decided I'm just going to make this back here a little jewelry rack or something, and What else? Oh, and I installed the counter in the sink. So, I don't know if you can see the glitter in there. Oh, there it is. Woo, glitter. And so the sink's installed. Now I just got to do the plumbing. And I have a soap dispenser and a water dispenser. And there's the gray water container, one of the fresh water containers. And I put a handle. You can't really see. Let's see. Oh, there it is. I put a handle on the little ice chest drawer. And so, yeah, it's getting there. Check it out, guys. This used to be an old Winchester ammo box that I got at the Restore. I sanded off all the logos and stuff, and my daughter did a whitewash on it. And then it had this old locking thing on it, clasp on it, and I took that off. And for a few bucks, I bought this little cabinet hinge thing here. Just installed that. Put this little handle on it, and then I'm gonna probably decoupage some art on top of this and polyurethane it, and I'll have a little kitchen cabinet to store some dry goods and stuff in. Let's see, I can't pick it up, but that's it. And a quick little tour of where I am. It rained the other night, so we had to drag a bunch of this stuff and stick it on the bus to keep it from getting wet. Most of this is just going to the junkyard this weekend, but I got the hinges on here. I still need to put the gas struts in there. I'm going to have to sand the edges down a little bit over here because it's scraping up against the headboard, which was an afterthought. I wanted to make sure that I had something that I could chill and lean up against. I got this cabinet done. It's also in there super tight, so it scrapes against the wall, so I think I might sand the edges down on these a little bit too. It's got a little latch on here. That the original latch I bought for it didn't fit, and I just randomly found this one in a toolbox from I don't know what. It was just stuck in there from years ago, and I spray painted it black. I might just go over a Q-tip and get those black, but it opens and closes. But you can see how it kind of like scrapes up against the edges here. It's tight. But this is so I can access, like, you know, if I need to do something with the tubing and stuff. It also opens up on the top too. So I'm usually going to access it from the top. And I did have a little bit of leftover epoxy. I just kind of brushed it on here so it wasn't the best job. It's got little divots and dents and stuff in it because it's not in a perfect place to self-level, and I just brushed it on. But I thought, since this is where you go tinkle and stuff, that I should probably put a little bit of an epoxy finish so it'll be easy to clean up and it won't have urine and yucky stuff seeping into the wood. And I don't know, maybe I could turn this on. I got the a shelf installed in here that I still need to put some storage baskets and stuff on top of. I got this in here. This was the original latch. It was like a worn out gold thing that I spray painted silver. It was initially here and then underneath here, and I thought it would get in the way of the shelving, so I moved it to the side so it'll just keep the cabinet closed while the bus is bouncing down the road. Put this cute little flower thing on here and decoupaged a little art piece that I printed out with some flowers, and just a little storage cabinet to put dry goods or whatever in. And it's getting a little dark. And let's see, oh, I finished this box. And the drawers, I put latches on it so the ice chest won't come flying out when I'm going down the road. And this little cabinet thing goes over it. I don't know if I'm going to put curtains over this or not, so you don't see the ugly ice chest. But made a counter that I could put this chest that we found at the Restore. Isn't it cute? And I didn't know if I was going to use this to put more kitchen stuff in it, but I think I'm going to use it for storage for clothes and stuff. And because I just have these two drawers here. I bought this little hook thing that folds up right here that I'll probably attach right here, and it folds out, and then you can hang clothes on in case I go somewhere where I'm going to perform and need some costumes that I don't want rolled up and folded up. Oh, and I attached this little bar faucet. It still moves around. I bought like a really fancy one for it, but since it's the bar sink, the faucet was like way out here. But, you know, obviously I missed the deadline to return it, but it turns out that the kitchen sink in my house needs a new faucet, so I'm just going to put it there. But isn't it cute? It's a cute little one, and I'm only going to have cold water here, so it's just like it was made for that. And I put a little soap dispenser, so I don't have to worry about dispenser flying around. What else did I do? Oh, and all the curtains, of course. These were giant round tablecloths that I got at the Restore. They were like $6 each, and I got 2 of them, and I was able to make a bunch of curtains. Got some little eyelets right there. Tied some ribbon to it for tie backs. I did the same thing over here too, but because these cabinets are so close together, it kind of got in the way. But these little shelf things that I bought are perfect for curtain tie backs for those two that are by the counters. And then I still have like another little hook. I bought these because of these, so I could still hang stuff from these if I needed to. So I might put little twinkly lights up in here or up in here. I haven't decided yet. Got a bunch of twinkly lights for the bus, and I just bought some blackout curtains and a tapestry to block off this one section at night. And the cool thing, it hasn't come in yet, but I got, you know, when you go to the doctor's office or something, there's the thing on the ceiling to pull the curtains back and forth. So I got one of those because they're flexible to attach to the roof. And hopefully that works so that I can pull the curtains just open and close instead of attaching it with grommets every night and getting on a ladder because I'm vertically challenged. And I think that's it. So I'm going to cut this off. I need to do another run to Home Depot so I can get some more paint. So then I could do the same type of finish with the green underneath and the crackle finish on top. And then I went over it with epoxy with some glitter in it. See, it sparkles. Everything sparkles in here. So I'm going to do the same finish on this cabinet, or I should say my daughter, because my daughters do all the painting for me. So they're going to paint this outside with this. And then I was trying to decide what to do on the inside of these, but I found on Home Depot online some plastic sheeting that you could put on inside that will be lighter and cheaper than tiling, so that's what I'll do in there, but I'm not worried about that right now. That's going to be for version 2.0 when I can actually, anything that's attached on the outside of the bus, I don't want to trust myself to do because I don't want it flying off or falling off as I'm going down the freeway. So I'm going to see if I can find some help with doing the hole and attaching it with some plumbing underneath the bus to a gray tank, and have someone help me attach the gray tank. And then once I get the solar set up, I'm going to get a Max Air fan, so I'll probably need help attaching that, and getting the solar panels attached to the roof. And if I could save up enough, it'd be nice if someone helped me build a tiny little deck on top of the bus too, so I could have a place to chill when I'm outside. That's it. Gonna run to Home Depot, buy another piece of wood because I accidentally cut one of the doors too short. Thanks to chemo brain. Can't wait till I'm off of this so I could start thinking straight again, because I feel like sometimes my brain is short-circuiting on me, and I can't multitask when I'm on it, and obviously I screw up my measurements and stuff when I'm on it. So I'm going to go buy another little piece of wood, and I'm just going to have them cut it for me, because all I need now is just a door, and I'm pretty much done with building. I was going to build a couch that pulled out, but I found at World Market a futon that the sides fold up, and it fits perfectly in the spot on my bus right here. And I could pull it out to the hallway, and open it up. I did the measurements. It'll fit in the hallway, and so my daughters will have some place to sleep. And then I'm also going to attach some hooks so that I can hang a hammock. So I have 2 daughters. They'll be able to go camping with me with the futon in the hammock, or someone could sleep on a sleeping bag. I don't know. And version 1.0 is pretty much done. The building stuff's done, and now it's on to the fun stuff, just decorating and putting baskets and stuff in here. So, and all the lights, and until I get solar lights, it's just going to be battery operated little lights, and I hate wasteful batteries, but until I get solar, you got to do what you can do. So that's it. Peace.